Uh, Hello, everyone. Good morning. Here, yet again, we are starting with a new talk, a session, or just a conversation for enlightening us about what Sandbox is, what Cambridge exams are like, what NIOS exams are like, how can homeschooler approach them. And here we have with us Sulbha, who's been running Sandbox for quite some time. And I am not going to talk much about it because I want Sulbha to explain a little bit about herself, and please explain us about Sandbox.
Okay, thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. This is great privilege to be. I always love being around homeschoolers because I feel they are my family. So anything for the family. First I'll talk about myself. So I come from a very rich educational background myself, being into education industry for the past 20 years now. I started my career in education itself and continued therefore in that. I hold a master's and a PhD in education with alternate education. And I am also a homeschooling mom of a 13-year-old kid. So been there, done that. My son has never been to a school even for a single day. And I think every day has been a blessing because homeschooling journey was very rewarding in on many fronts. My personal goals of what I wanted to do with my kid were satisfied. My educational goals that I had for him, I see them unfold so beautifully. Plus, I always wanted him to enjoy his childhood, which I can see him doing. There's no pressure of any kind. So there were a lot of check boxes ticked when we started off with the homeschooling journey, is why we never even thought of going back to school. But having said that, each age group comes up with different challenges. And being an educator, also, I think this bias came from there. I felt that, okay, there could have been much more learning when he is with like minded people. So why don't I, do something similar? Or, one thing that I used to commonly hear people say, "हाँ तू तो teacher है, तो तू तो homeschooling कर सकती है." Like this was like one thing which was like really bothering me. Ki, is it so hard to homeschool if you're not a teacher? So I thought, okay, then a few of my friends were saying, "Yeah, I would have done this. I love the concept, but yaar, main nahi kar sakti. I'm doing a job." So that got me thinking that, yeah, like that, there might be many parents who might really be wanting to do homeschooling, but may not have the resources or may not know how to go about it and things like that. So that gave rise to actually Sandbox. So I give always the full credit to my son that because of him, I thought of doing something for the other kids as well. So I thought, okay, chalo, मैं एक को पढ़ा रही हूँ तो वहां मैं दो लोगों के साथ activity करूँ. And also, because my son is a very expressive child, so he loved doing role plays. And honestly, sometimes I used to get bored doing role plays with him. So I thought, what if he had another child of his age who was doing a role play with him? So all these little requirements, right, that we have at different age groups led to forming Sandbox as a community
Right.
to help each other out. And I also thought that because I'm an educator, I might be able to just help a little bit more because I know the system, I know how examinations work. The last job that I retired from, and I was working for a very long time while homeschooling my kid. So the last job that I retired was from an IGCSE school, and I retired as a post from a coordinatorship. So I knew how the systems work because I brought Cambridge to that particular school, which I vouch for always. That is Crimson, Anisha, and Pune. They have a center in Mumbai as well. So that was like, okay, chalo, I have somebody to fall back on. Then we started exploring. So NIOS came into being only when, I used to work a lot with underprivileged children once I left my job. So when I was doing with them, I found that there were no schools in around 18 kilometers radius. There was no schools. So that time was the first time I thought, let me try giving online. And there was this one family who had internet in the whole village, only one place. And all these kids used to gather there. And that's where our first online thing started, which was way back 8 to 9 years when online was not even common. So that helped because we were already with the system. We were helping these kids. We are still helping these kids. Now we have branched out to Odisha. We are helping kids. So there are 15 tribes that we help there. My staff now manages that. So they are being taken care of. So these things, slowly added to our offerings. So currently, Sandbox is a full-fledged organization from K to 12. We are catering all age groups. And for each age group, we have a different pattern. For kindergarten students, we do not believe in, since we are completely an online organization, we don't feel the need for a 2-year-old to be in front of the screen. So that's a strict no. So what we do is we give them home products, we give them curriculums, we give them things to do at home, and they work on that. The first graders to fifth graders, we follow thematic concept because we believe in holistic development of the child at that particular time. So there's no need of doing anything compartmentalized because we don't want them to think about a particular concept only from a math perspective, but look at it from a more holistic concept. Then grade 6 onwards, we are now an Oxford affiliated school until grade 9. And grade 10, right now, our students are going either for NIOS or IGCSE, or they're doing SSC board, depends on what their requirement is. So at grade 8, we are like doing a proper counseling session, a career counseling session with the child. To understand their requirements, talk to the parents, understand their requirement, marry the two things, their passion versus their aptitude for academics, and then suggest a career. Along with that, for the homeschoolers, we do quite a bit. We have regular workshops for the parents, guiding them about boards, their queries on an individual basis, also as a group also. Plus, we do something which we call as Grown-Ups Day. Amruta was one of our guests at one of our events, where we call industry experts in their field. Because what I want children to see is what the person is passionate about. So I want them to see the passion more than the career. Because then I want them to believe that tomorrow, no matter what passion they have, they can pursue it as a career. So we call inspiring people like Amruta and many more who have come across, in these 2-3 years. We have so many wonderful people who have come and shared their knowledge with the kids so wholeheartedly. Kids have been asking them questions, how to deal with certain things. Is this career lucrative? Children can come up with very funny questions and very appropriate questions at the same time. So yeah, it's been a very pleasant journey. And Oxford happened only because, again, need basis. I work completely very need based. That arise when lot of parents started coming and asking me that Sulba, there's no way that we can evaluate checkpoint exams for grade 6 or 8. There is no way that we can understand whether we are moving in the right direction. I think my child is very good in mathematics, but I don't know whether wo kar payega. So all these things I keep at the back of my head because every inquiry or every need that comes from a parent, I take it extremely seriously because I think, yeah, if I was in that place and I needed this help, I don't have anybody. So let me see what I can do. And that's how, when Oxford approached us, and they said, would you like to try out our pilot? So they had a course which was called as sustainability. They wanted somebody to try it out for 12 weeks and give them a feedback about whether this course is working in an Indian scenario because sustainability is now the most upcoming thing. So we tried it out for our grade 1 and grade 7 kids at that time because we wanted to take a mixed age group feel, and it works so beautifully. And the kind of feedbacks that we gave them, and we had a delegate who came from UK joined us online, and our kids did wonderful presentations for them, and he was so impressed. So he said, why don't you all just take the affiliation for this, and you all can be our R&D school. So today we are among the 10 globally R&D schools for
Wow.
Oxford. Yes,
Wow.
and
This
yeah.
is really an
uh,
achievement. Congratulations
Yes,
on that.
thank you so
But
much.
we
Thank
are
you.
now really curious. Is Oxford
Yes,
like Cambridge a board or what is
yeah,
Oxford? Please elaborate.
right. Yes. So see, in UK, so like in India, we have a national testing agency. And now national testing agency takes care of all the examinations, whether it is your competitive exams, whether it's your board exams or everything. Just like that, in UK, there is a examination body, head examination body, which is called as the AQA. Okay, now they have these two boards initially. So Cambridge came first, then Edexcel, you all must have heard. So Edexcel is another board. So just like that, now Oxford Cambridge is another board that has come up. So if you all remember, Oxford University Press Namka books we used to buy, we still have those books. So now this board is basically them. So they were completely into content development. Now they are merged into a board, a full-fledged board of their own. So now what happens is when we will be giving exams now next year, probably God willing, everything goes well. And we see that, the need of our homeschooling parents is met with Oxford board. Then next year we plan to take 9th, 10th to 12th as well. The affiliation for 10 to 12. So advantage will be that our children will be able to give the exams and we don't have to go to any school or anybody request, all those things that we go through.
So, which means that Sandbox will be a school, as in
It's not,
like a school,
it's a learning center. Yeah, it will be a learning center and an examination body for
as an
any homeschool.
examination. Okay, examination body. So the
Yeah.
kids do not need to go to any other school to give exams. They can give exams
Yes.
through your organization.
Exactly, exactly. And plus, again, they have that varied. So just like Cambridge, so their curriculum wise, difference would be if we have to just compare the two. Cambridge has one drawback. The only drawback, though it's a wonderful curriculum, only drawback is that even if you're giving a math paper, your language skills have to be very good because you can't comprehend it if your language skills are not up to the mark. Now, what they did, Oxford took this, observation, and what they did, they created a kitty of about 3,000 words, which are simple English words, and their entire content is with the simplified English. So what happens is, an Indian, as Indians, we are second language English speakers. So for us, the comprehension becomes very easy. So, like that requirement which we had as parents also, that Cambridge agar karwana hai, so you need like very good teachers. Our dependency was a lot on the good teachers and tutors, right? So that dependency will be reduced because an average parent who is educated like us will be able to easily comprehend what the text says and deliver it to the child.
Wonderful.
So, that's an advantage because from an Indian setup, I'm thinking not everybody wants an organization, right, to associate
Right.
with. So, I mean, why should we then compel them? Because with IGCSE, either you need a tutor, very few parents can actually do it by themselves. So,
Correct.
this will completely take that load off the parent. No, they don't need a tutor because even if they read, the books are so simplified, even if they read the content, they
So,
will be able to
so
explain the
self study will be possible.
Yes, yes, yes. That will be like the greatest thing. Another one thing that I loved why I picked up Oxford was they have two unique subjects. One is global skills, and second is well-being, which I feel no board is actually taking care for and
Actually,
which is
true.
extremely important
Wonderful.
because right from first grade they have this wonderful curriculum. Like, I'll just share an example. For grade 1, they had a topic called as commons. Now when we think about the word, it is like, okay, common matlab ispe kya ho sakta hai, but then how beautifully they did that. Okay, this is my common space, so mama and I use the laptop together, so it's our common space, or we all share the house together, that's our common. So same way they expanded the concept to your city, your country. So it gives a child a very nice perspective how to look at something. So how we
Correct.
take care of our family or our
Right.
house. Just like that, you need to take care of your city, your country, and
Country
so
and
forth.
the world.
Exactly, exactly. So I just felt that this is so needed. Like, it's the need of the hour. So that's something that I loved about the curriculum. And global skills also, because yeah, today's world is all connected through internet. I mean, we all are sitting in different places, still can talk. So everything is at a click of a button. But how do we present ourselves? How do we put forth our ideas? How do we collaborate with one another? All these skills are taken care sequentially in global skills.
Wow.
So that gives another expansion. idea.
No doubt. I mean, this sounds really interesting, So one still question I have in my mind, I'm sure other
Hmm.
parents might also have this question. So is it Cambridge? So you said Oxford, Cambridge. So is it like when the kids give the exam, they're going to get a Cambridge certificate or an Oxford
No,
certificate?
Oxford
It's the same.
certificate. Oxford certificate.
So it's going to be
Oxford
like a
certificate.
separate exam.
Separate board. Yeah, separate
It's
board.
a separate board.
Yes, it's a separate board. So,
Okay.
like, I'll give you a simple example. Just say India में there's a CBSE board and there is an ICSE board.
Correct.
So, वैसे there is an Oxford board and there is a
Oh, so
Cambridge
it's
board,
going to be a
and there is an
different
edX.
board.
Yes,
And
yes,
this
yes.
has been in UK for how many years?
UK for quite some time, UAE for the past 3 years, and now India. This is the first year.
Wow.
So we are pioneers in that
Wow.
way.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, Darshana has a question.
Yes.
Yeah, hi. So the question is like Cambridge has a authenticity that the results what they give are they are eligible for any colleges. So how it goes to Oxford?
So the first time when they approached us, right? This was the first question that I put because there was a lot of discussion in between, if you'll remember, about this equivalence thing. So what they're doing is that is another reason why they're taking another couple of months to launch 10 to 12 is because I told them when they're coming in only, they need to come in with all these equivalents. Otherwise, it's not going to work for us. I mean, it's simple, right? I mean, why will I even
Correct.
go for it? Is why I did not go till 12th as of this year. I want to see how it shapes up. Because, see, honestly, I am investing so much of my money only to help the other homeschooling parents like me. But if it's not going to solve our purpose and we are again going to be in the same boat like Cambridge, then might as well we do Cambridge, which we have been doing for so many years, right?
Correct.
So that's the thing. So we have to wait. I will keep that updating on the groups also if the need be that now they've got it or not got it or whatever is the situation. I will be very transparent about it because honestly, this is not something that we are getting out of it, but just helping because we will need
Absolutely.
also like because we will need people. Say for example, we have a Mumbai group. Some parent will have to take the responsibility that Mumbai ke students are gathering in one place and giving the exam because right now we are not approaching any school. So like that, we all will have to pitch in only for getting
Right.
it done.
Right.
So it would
Yeah,
be like
and
that.
so the curriculum, how the child will prepare. See, if you get affiliation in another 1 or 2 months, you are through with the government rules and regulation. A child
Yeah.
needs minimum 8 to 10 months to prepare. So, are they preparing Cambridge board related things, studies, or there is a different content altogether for Oxford?
See, I have compared, I have done my research and I've evaluated both the curriculums. There is almost 80% overlap. Except in some subjects like global perspectives, they have global skills. So
Correct.
that's a kind of a difference. Then here they call it as ICT, here they call it as computing. So some basic differences in the terminology and nomenclature is there. Syllabus per se, I found at least 80-85% overlap between the
Okay.
IG. So suppose tomorrow, say my kid only, right? He's 13 today. He's preparing for IGCSE. बट अगर मुझे मिलता है another 5 years 5 months में मुझे पता चलता है that they've come and they're giving me all the equivalents, I will let my son sit through Oxford, no? So
Yeah, so my
whatever he's studying is not going waste, is
no,
the
no, the
idea.
point was that only कि
Huh,
the curriculum what child is even my child is preparing for IELTS. If I'm getting an Oxford as another option and the first candidate
correct,
to try, I don't mind trying it. But only the
exactly,
thing is that the affiliation, the governments, and second the
Equivalence.
subject options. Yeah, and the
yeah,
subject options. Like in IGCSE, I have n number of subjects which are free to take,
correct,
right?
right.
And they have a certain way of marking. So are these things will be available to us
Yes,
to
yes. There are almost
analyze?
18 subjects here as well. 18 to 20 subjects are there yahan pe bhi. And fortunately, now we are not answerable to anybody or any school because we are not going through them. So we
Right.
can choose and pick and do
And
whatever
what
we
is the
want with
minimum
the subject.
limit and maximum limit? Is it
14,
there?
14, same. Age criteria, na, you're
No,
asking?
no. Subject.
Five,
Minimum subject.
five.
Similar to IGCSE.
Same,
English
same. It's
compulsory and so
English compulsory, but ना अमृता यहाँ पे English as a second language भी आप ले सकते हो. So for,
Yeah,
because
just like IGCSE. Yeah,
yeah, because you're like they want that maximum non-English speaking countries should also participate, right? So
correct.
that's why they are very flexible with the English component that way.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
So, and how you help for preparing the child? You take yearly basis subscription like
Yeah,
normal
yeah.
school,
So
or you take in between if the child is preparing by themselves?
honestly, as Sandbox, we have been extremely flexible on many fronts.
Yes.
Amrita has experienced a
Yes,
bit of it.
I was about to say that I have experienced, August has experienced it for 1 month and he really enjoyed it. And I mean, it was so flexible. And Sulbha has always been like, you come, you try for a month, then you see.
Yeah, because honestly, see, the thing why I never like to call my organization as a school is because I feel with school comes rigidity. और मुझे
Correct,
वो नहीं चाहिए. Like
correct,
we are homeschoolers for a reason. So why will I bind a parent कि नहीं आप साल भर का ही commitment दो? Why will I bind a parent कि नहीं मुझे it's not working for me still continue? No यार, no need ना.
correct.
Come try it out. If it's working for you, very good. Yeah, I have students who are with me for 7 years also now
Exactly.
who have not left. So if the system is working for you, you're more than welcome to stay. But if it's not working for any reason, and those reasons can be umpty number of reasons. So you can, I think there are only 5 minutes left. Should we
Yes,
rejoin,
five
Amrita?
minutes left. So we'll exit this and join in again. Okay? See,
Same
Yeah,
link, right?
yeah, yeah.
same link. Sorry.